Hello, and welcome to another video on the Life After Brady channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 2020 NFL playoffs, what we think will happen, who will be making the playoffs, who will be missing out. Before we get there, we'll look at the bottom of the screen, the 2019 playoffs. On the AFC side, we had Baltimore, Kansas City, New England, and Houston all winning their respective divisions. Buffalo and Tennessee were the wild card teams, and then Pittsburgh was the 7th seed. They did not make it, but this year where we had 7 seeds that will make it, we just expanded to 2019 to show who that 7th seed would have been. On the NFC side, your Super Bowl finalists San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints, Philadelphia, Seattle, Minnesota, and then Los Angeles just missed out. So moving forward to 2020, what we think will happen. I'm a big proponent, and the NFL is crazy every year. More teams miss it that made it the year before, so not a lot of repeatability. I just am really struggling to picture that with this crazy offseason. To me, the teams that were good in 2019 will be good again in 2020. I mean, the new coaching staffs, guys like Cleveland, though I haven't been there, I just think there's going to be really hard adjustment. And I also just think, teams like Miami that, made great moves, brought in a lot of guys like Kyle Van Noy and such, it's just going to take them a little time to adjust compared to, especially with no preseason game. So I have a lot of repeatability here. So going from top to bottom, I get Kansas City and Baltimore, the 1 and 2 seeds. There's no reason to doubt Patrick Mahomes. I do think Kansas City can probably jump Baltimore this year. I feel like Baltimore just, no one was expecting what Lamar did. I'm not saying people are going to catch up to Lamar. I just think the gap between where Lamar was and everyone else will be that much closer. I think Mahomes continues to take another step forward. Versus, I don't know if Lamar will take another step forward. I also think just that division, the AFC North, is going to be that much more competitive this year. The Bengals are not going for our number 1 pick. Ben Roethlisberger back with Pittsburgh. There's an actual dealt in the room in Cleveland. So I just like them to lose a couple of games there compared to the 14-2 runaway record. And I just don't like the AFC West. I think the Chargers are going to be competing again for a number 1 seed. The Broncos, I think the hype train is way too out of town. And then I have no faith in John Gruden. So that's kind of where I'm missing there. Your 3 and 4 seeds, I have New England and Houston. This is really just prove me wrong that there's not going to be changes. Everyone loves Buffalo. I just can't bring myself to do it. I think Josh Allen, I don't see him being a division-winning quarterback. I think we're going to wake up week 4, week 5 and go, why did we think that Cam Newton was worse than Josh Allen? And yes, that defense is studly, but I think they continue to take slight steps back. I know the Patriots defense will as well, but it's going to be close. I'm talking 10-6, 9-7 type thing, but give me Bill Belichick and Cam Newton to win that division. And then Houston, Kevin Clark's been hammering this, but I think Bill O'Brien, the GM, is getting in the way of Bill O'Brien, the coach. And it comes to the season, Bill O'Brien, the coach, is still playing. I think DeAndre Hopkins was taking steps back slowly. It's not 2017, 2018 where he was an absolute stud. I think he's still a top 5 receiver, but he's not far and away the number 1 receiver like he was back then. I think J.J. Watt, you get a healthy year out of him, allows them to do it. And then Indianapolis, I think Philip Rivers is going to take some time to adjust. And then Tennessee, I just don't have faith in Ryan Tannehill, being the best quarterback in the league throwing the football. So that's why I have Houston, Deshaun Watson being the 4 seed. I do have faith in Tennessee and Buffalo. I think they're wildcard teams. I think they just miss out. I think they lose their divisions by a game. So I have them there 5 and 6. And I got Cleveland. I was going between kind of Oakland, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I just got faith in Baker over Roethlisberger and Derek Carr. I think just also they have the most talent there. So I got Cleveland. I think Pittsburgh's not going to be as good as people think. I think that defense will take a step back, and I think Roethlisberger is going to be in that Eli Manning and Philip Rivers kind of scheme of, he's not going to be throwing for 5,000 yards. People were pointing that, Roethlisberger is gone, that's why the offense stunk. They scored 3 points against the Patriots week 1 last year. And yes, the Patriots defense was dynamic, but 3 points is 3 points. It wasn't pretty, and I expect it to not be pretty, especially now that Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown are gone for Pittsburgh. So that's why I have Kansas City, Baltimore, New England, Houston, Tennessee, Buffalo, Cleveland, and the AFC. Moving over to the NFC. On the NFC, we get a little crazy. I went Dallas, Tampa, Seattle, Detroit, San Francisco, Minnesota, and then Atlanta. I think Dallas is a complete football team. I think they're still they've spent, and they've been able to keep a lot of those guys. The offensive line has lost a little bit. They lose Byron Jones, but I still just like this team. I think they're the most complete team in the league. I think Dak is a very good quarterback, and I like them to win this league. 12-4. I'm not talking crazy here, but just so much sustainability. I like them. I get Tampa second. I don't love it. To me, this is really more. I really hate New Orleans. I think all those years of the playoff heartbreak come back to bite them. I just don't know if they have enough still in the tank. I think you saw Alvin Kamara get banged up last year. I think Michael Thomas could be continued to be banged up, and I just don't have faith in Drew Brees. I think he has not shown us that he can compete long term. I think he's kind of wore off December and January. I think that could come earlier this year, maybe November. So I don't even like him making the playoffs here. That's why I have Tampa Bay winning a weaker division than people think. I guess Seattle being the best of the NFC West. San Francisco, to me, just got too lucky last year. Kyle Shanahan's been very good, but he also went, 2-14 2 years ago to get Nick Bosa. So I think you have a little bit of the Sean McVay of he kind of could fall back to earth. Jimmy Garoppolo, we don't have all that much faith in. And is the running game as spectacular as it was last year? I don't know. As well as the injury health. They're already banged up at receiver. I think that continues to happen. Here's my sleeper. I got Detroit. Green Bay, I think people are overblowing how bad they're going to be. 13-3, dropping down. I don't think they're terrible. But in a year of just craziness, I think this could be they got rid of Darius Slay. They got a full year of Matthew Stafford. There's some things to like there. Not going to say you love it. I'm talking about them winning, going 9-7, something like that. But if you can win a game, at Minnesota or at Green Bay without fans, I kind of like their chances there. I think they could be good. San Francisco, I get them as a wild card team. They're going to take a step back, but they're not going to be terrible. I get Minnesota over Green Bay as the second wild card. They've still got a lot of talent. This team just consistently 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. I just don't love what Matt LaFleur is doing in Green Bay, so I get Minnesota the edge there. And then my last sleeper, I got Atlanta. They finished strong last year. This still is a team with a lot of pieces that went to a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Matt Ryan, kind of in the Matthew Stafford vein, giving one last hoorah. Could be a little Ben Roethlisberger from 2 years ago. And Julio's still Julio. I just kind of like them, as well as not liking New Orleans. So that's why I got Atlanta being that final wild card team, giving you Dallas, Tampa, Seattle, Detroit, San Francisco, Minnesota, and Atlanta. If you agree, disagree, please comment below. If you're not already, subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed it. Thank you.